Hello and welcome to lesson 28 of the Learning Guitar series. In this particular lesson we're going to discuss the shape of G minor. In order to understand it, we need to start from the shape of G major. Let's start actually from a G major chord. I'm sure most of you know this chord. And given the nature of the guitar as a transposing instrument, we can literally transpose it across the neck of the guitar in all other keys. In this case, because the root note is here, this would be C major. And that's why we call these shapes and forms as opposed to chords. It's a chord at the moment I place it here, this is C. If I place the same shape up here, now this is E major. If I place it up here, now this is A major. As we know, in order to obtain minor chords, we simply take a major chord and we lower the third. So from a major chord we know is 1, 3, 5. We simply lower the third to a flat 3. Now, in the case of this particular shape, it's rather uncomfortable trying to, simply take this shape and move it to minor. In the case of G major, there are two thirds. One is here, one is here. Now, to lower this and obtain a chord, at least on the first 4 strings, kind of easy. This is G minor, in a G minor shape. So like this is A minor, because I'm starting from the 5th fret. Now, the other third, once lowered, becomes kind of impossible, at least for me. If you can do it, let me know, to kind of finger all this. Okay? Maybe with tapping, right? So we tend to move this flat 3 here, and from this shape we build smaller chords. What I mean by smaller chords, I mean chords that involve less than 6 strings, generally 4, maybe 5, as you will see in a second. So, as usual, there is a PDF that comes with this lesson which details all these particular shapes that we're gonna discuss in a second. Let me show it to you. So, as you can see, I start from a very small form, over 4 strings, 1, flat 3, 5, 1. And then, of course, there is all possible variations. I put here the scale as a reference, so you can always see where the chord is, okay? And, of course, as I said, 4 strings, 5 possible strings, only 3 strings. For this particular lesson, let's transpose everything in the key of E minor. So, I take the G major shape, I'm up here now, so this is E major. And I'm gonna play now E minor. I'm gonna do it over 4 strings, the first 4 strings. And we say that's 1, flat 3, 5, and there is another root note. Okay? Another way of doing this chord, which I actually personally like and I use very often, is actually to omit not to play the root note and start from the third, because this allows me to do third, so flat 3, 5, root note, that's another 5, that's another root note, so you have something like this. Now, the reason I'm doing it in the key of E for this particular lesson is so that I can use the empty strings to give you a reference of the sound. As I said, in a chord, I would omit it, but for now, so that's basically E minor in the shape of G. So, as I said, I'm going to use E as a pedal so you can hear the differences. So this is flat 3, 6, 9, and 5. Flat 3, 6, 9, 11. Flat 3, 5, another root note, and 11. Also, this is I like it, flat 3, 5, flat 7. Or flat 7, flat 3, 11. So as you can see, you have all these interesting sounds. These are all minor sounds, eh? In this case, to me, they're all E minor, plus embellishments. And if you studied the Dorian from the first lesson regarding Dorian, you'll know why I can add these extensions like 6, 9, so like 9, 11, and 13, and flat 7 is Dorian. When we study Aeolian, when we study Phrygian, we'll see that they're still a minor chord, but we'll add different colors to it. And of course I can have, like, this is also a small version of it, 3 notes, root note, 3rd and flat 7, with a 6th, with a 5th. So that's just the triad, with a 6th, with a flat 7, okay? And of course I can add the 9 on top, or a flat 7, a flat 3. I can stretch it over. In this case, it's kind of 6 strings. Bit of like harder in a way, for me at least, and I don't enjoy this one. But 1, flat 3, flat 7 with my 3rd finger. And then my pinky is playing a triad, basically. This is flat 3, 5, 1. So this by itself is E minor in a way. So in theory, you can even do it 6 strings like this, okay? So if this is E minor, this, B minor, A minor, and G minor. Now, this particular lesson kind of closes the Dorian parenthesis. We've done all 5 shapes when it comes to arpeggios and scales, and now chords. So for example, in cycle of fourths, again, if you don't know it, means starting from any note you want on a guitar. In this case, I'm going to start from G. And then, so I'm going to play G major, then G minor. And then from G, I'm going to move to the root, which is a 4th above. So from G, I'm going to go to C and play C major, C minor. The 4th of C is F. So I'm going to play F major, F minor. The 4th of F is B flat. It's, you know, a cycle of fourths is comfortable because it allows you to practice whatever it is that you want to practice, a scale or an arpeggio or a chord, like in this case. And it cycles all throughout the 12 keys. So, you know, it's a good cycle to verify that you know everything, you know, across the neck of the guitar. Anyway, let's have a look. So basically what I'm doing is G major, and then G minor. Then I'm moving to C major, then to C minor. Then I'm moving to F major. This is F major 7, F minor 11. Then we're moving to what we just studied. It's like B flat, and I'm going to use the shape of G. So let's use normal one. So here, B flat. So let's do B flat major, B flat minor, E flat major, E flat minor, A flat major, A flat minor, C sharp major, C sharp minor, F sharp major 7, F sharp minor 7. Now we are in B. I'm gonna do this, why not? B, forgot the major. B major, B minor, E major, E minor, A major. And if, you know, in a way, and as I continue, I'm gonna slowly go up the neck. So I'm using basically the cage system in order to make sure that I have knowledge of major and minor chords no matter what I am on the guitar. So let's say we were starting here. So G major, G minor, C major, C minor. Now I'm in F, F major, F minor, B flat major, B flat minor, E flat major, E flat minor, A flat major, A flat minor. Okay? And I can continue. You can even think of giving it like some sort of rhythm to it, like G minor, C major, C minor, F major, F minor 11, B flat major, B flat minor, E flat major, E flat minor, A flat major, A flat minor 11, C sharp major, C sharp minor, and we can continue, okay? And then, you know, F sharp. Another thing you might want to do, and again, cycle of fourths. Another thing you might want to do to verify that you know basically like the 5 shapes, in this case just the Dorian, is to run instead the same chord horizontally on the guitar. What this means is start from, say, G minor, shape of E minor. Then I have G minor in the shape of D minor, okay? So now I have this. G minor in the shape of C, G minor in the shape of A minor, and now the last one we just added, or starting from the third. Okay, and you try and move across this. Again, you can use the PDF from all the previous lesson to find the chord shapes that you feel connect better. So for example, I'll give you an example. This is a minor, then minor with a 6. Which leads me not neatly to my next shape, which leads me next to my next shape, next shape, next shape, and basically went through basically just playing G minor across the guitar. Same thing, generally what I like to do, or what you can try, is to decide, like, say, one of the last strings, either the E string or the B strings, and find common chords that contains the string and just run up the scale. So, right? This is, say, G minor Dorian, basically, right? This is starting from the root, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7, 8. So finding all the chord shapes that allows you to go up the scale. And you can go backwards, obviously. This is a nice chord. One day we're going to discuss also like the use of empty strings to create even more interesting colors, so closer voicings. So that's on the first string, and on the B string, same thing. So like G minor. Now it's got the 6th here. Flat 7, root note, 9, flat 3, 4, 5, 4, 4. These are all the chords we just studied today. Okay? In this case, I'm starting from the third. This is not really like the concept of inversions, but also like if you think in terms of, okay, root note, flat 3, 5 on the same strings, you can use the same chord and say starting from the root, minor, one major, then starting from the third, then starting from the 5th. And when we do chord melody, this is going to be particularly important. I mean, these are not strict inversions, and if we discuss inversions at one point, you'll see. But to me, that's enough in terms of moving. If I have to move a minor chord, and I'm carrying the bass, of course, you can always start from root, from the triad, in terms of how the bass moves. Same thing, like if you do, say, if you approach it this way, and the melody is on the last strings. These are all, as I said, these are all G minor. What you want to do is eventually, throughout your practice regime, to try not to always stick to one key, because you're trying to train your photographic memory and your muscle memory. So in terms of photographic memory, if you keep practicing one single key, that particular key will, when you're looking for it, it's going to pop out to your eyes straight away, but then suddenly, like if you want to play E flat, suddenly you're in a struggle. Well, until next time, I hope you're doing great, and I look forward to the next lesson.